welcome back. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you've been doing very well. So today I'm going to show you how you can use the Multivoicer by using your MIDI that is inside of your DAW. So my DAW of choice is FL Studio, but you can still use this tutorial as a sort of a guide into how to send the MIDI signal into the plugin. The only difference between this DAW or any other DAW, like Ableton, is your way of connecting the MIDI, of sending that MIDI signal into the plugin, may be a little bit different than how I am doing it in FL Studio. So, I mean, if you already know how to set up your MIDI in your Ableton or whatever DAW that you use, this will be pretty easy for you to figure out. Alright, so let's just jump into it. Okay, so in your DAW, what you should do, you should open up a keyboard plugin, whatever keyboard you want to use. But in this one, I'm using FL Keys. And so I click on this. And so when you play a note, it should come through like so. So in your keyboard plugin, this is where you are going to craft your chord progression. And as you can see, I already have mine set up. And it goes a little something like. So it's very basic, nothing too crazy is happening in it. Whatever chord progression you want, lay it out. And once you've finished with all that, you're going to go to your keyboard plugin, right click, and you are going to replace this with a MIDI out. And this is where things may be different for you if you are using a different DAW. So I know in Ableton, all you got to do is create a MIDI track, copy and paste the chord progression into that MIDI track. With the MIDI out plugin, you're going to look for a port. You are going to assign this to whatever MIDI port that you are not using. So I'm going to set this to port number 3, and whatever port number you have yours set to, be sure to remember what you have it set to, because that is going to be very important for this next step. Alright, so let me drag my mixer into here so you guys can see what I'm going to do next. Alright, so I'm gonna load up my Archetype Tim Henson. Let me move my mixer back on the other screen. So now that you have your Archetype plugin loaded up, what you're gonna do is you are gonna hit engage on the Multivoicer. Click on MIDI to enable the MIDI input, and then you are gonna go up to this gear icon up here. And then you're going to click on the one with the, looks like a speaker and the gear right next to it. And you're going to go down to this MIDI box right here. And you are going to look for the input port. And you're going to assign this to the same output number that you have in your MIDI track. So because I used number 3 right here as my output MIDI port, you are going to do the exact same thing in your MIDI input and your Archetype Tim Henson plugin. Alright, so got 3 over there, 3 over here. Alright, so now when you hit play, nothing's going to happen. You're not going to hear anything coming through. But if you go back into your plugin, let me get rid of that. Once you go back into your plugin and you hit play, you'll see that your Multivoicer is doing stuff. Alright, so let me grab my guitar. Okay, so let me add a compressor. Turn off the reverb. Let's see. Now this part, everything that I'm doing, kind of like setting up and the tone, is very optional. You don't have to do any of this, but this is kind of like something that I rather do, just kind of like dial things in just a smidge. Okay, I kind of like it. Okay, so now, once you dial in the tone that you like, hit play, and you're not going to hear anything until you ring out a note. Alright, and that is pretty much all there is to it in routing your MIDI into the Archetype Tim Henson's Multivoicer. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next video.